Hey, how's it going? So I just want to make sure you understood what I'm saying because like text is hard. So in your throw, if you pause it when like at the last second when you're on your rear leg, you can just tell that you're pushing off of that leg a lot. Which what that pushing is doing is it's this, so it's pushing this hip forward. So if I'm here, I have a bunch of bend here in that hip, and I push that hip forward, it turns my hips forward. So your throw is that. You're getting all your power from the rear leg. And what your brother does a better job of is having this pushing this way, moving this hip towards the rear. That's what we want to cause the power, because the way you're doing it, like it works, but it caps out. You can only do this so fast. But if you get the front leg to do the work, you can run as fast as you want, and then you stomp on the ground. And I shouldn't say stomp, you're not stomping, you're very cautiously moving your way to the front and then firing the front leg so that the front hip clears. That doesn't have as low of a ceiling because you're using your forward momentum, stopping to create hip torque. You can only torque your hips so hard while you're moving forward. So that's what your brother's doing better, is he's using the front leg a little bit better. But if you freeze frame when you're driving off of that leg, your weight, like if I'm throwing that way, your weight is all here because your other foot isn't touching the ground yet. And all of your drive is going right at that front leg. So from there, there's nothing to go back here to balance your throw. And that's why the one legs have you here, because now I'm in balance because my leg is on that side of the brace. So then everything here just folds into that hip crease. So you're like on this plane and this leg fires, makes the hip move backwards, and that makes everything fold this way. So that's what you're trying to learn in the one leg is, okay, I'm just gonna think of my body as like a flat piece of cardboard, and it's gonna lift up and then it's gonna fold closed. And that is an approximation of what you want to happen when you fire that front leg. So, and when your weight goes at the front foot, so if you again find that freeze frame where you're driving off of your rear leg, you can tell that all of your energy is going straight into that front foot. And then you get stuck behind it, or you have to clear it and hop out of the way. That's why you get that motion, like hopping out, whereas your brother is able to stay on that leg and have it turn and stay a little more balanced. I hope you can hear me when I'm turning and talking that way. Yeah, so that's what's going on. I think the best way to fix it is to learn how to throw from that front leg. So feel free to film your one leg and throw that to me. Send that to me. Film your one leg throw and send that to me so I can see it, because most people don't do it right. And the key is to learn how to do it correctly, how to throw well from one leg. And it's different because it should force you to be in balance. Like you have to stay here and keep your head over your toe and just rotate in place. But people always want to like turn out of balance or lean out of balance. And once you're out of balance, you're going to be out of balance on the other side too. So the point is just to stay centered and learn to throw with timing. So the arm is going to be a whip. All you're doing is controlling the impulse from your hips, transferring that up your shoulders, adding elbow drive. All of that with the goal of not having this happen, because there's no whip there. This is just a baseball bat coming forward. You want everything to bend and whip out. Boom. So you want acceleration at the tip, which doesn't happen if you don't sync up the timing right. So you can learn how to sync up the timing right and get it to spike the blood pressure in your fingers, then when you can feel that, then you can do the same thing in the disc and have it spike the disc, peeling and, you know, slinging out of your fingers. Once you've felt that in a standstill one leg, then you have the potential to put that into a walk up. Before you felt it right, like you don't know what you're doing and you're trying to put it in a more complex environment. It's just not going to work. So that's why I try to get people to feel good mechanics in a one leg and then transfer it to your walk up, because it's really hard to do it in the walk up if you haven't felt it before outside of that. So yeah, that's my wrap up advice. Good luck. Feel free to send me a one leg video and I'll take a look at that too.